Hi, I'm Christian Guzman, and I approve of the Board Shorts and Banter podcast.
What is going on, guys? And welcome to another exciting episode of the Board Shorts and Banter podcast. We are joined by David Langsdale, WNBF Pro, three-time British champion, and most handsome member of the men's physique community. Welcome to the podcast, David.
Thanks for having me on again, Josh. Thanks for the intro. I think the last part of that intro was probably the best bit.
Yeah. I think I've got to talk like that from now on.
If I've got £10 of personality, David's got at least like 15.
Wow. I've been listening a lot, and I think Tom provides the banter. To be honest.
Oh, really?
Hey, I put the banter in board shorts because I'm a shit competitor, but at least I bring the banter, right?
Josh is the board shorts.
I am the board shorts.
I'm just the laughing stock. That's all it is, you know.
David's the first person to figure out where the name came from. Board shorts.
Yeah. Is it actually?
Yeah, well done. Congratulations.
There we go.
When we were coming up with the name, we were like, it took us ages, didn't it? Like,
Yeah,
it's such a bad name, but it still took us like forever to come up with it. And I don't really know why we came to that conclusion. Who was it that came up with? Was it me or you? Do you remember?
I think it's that bad. It must be you.
Yeah, it's got to be 100%.
Because my ideas were bad, and then it were like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Can you remember any of the bad ones?
No. Anabolic.
Can't use that word.
Creatine Club.
No, what? Yeah, what was we was going to call it something, and then someone else already had that name. It was like some religious thing. Do you remember?
Yeah. Well, it was a religious podcast.
Yeah. Damn it, we're like so religious. We should definitely have had that name.
Yeah, I think we'd have been more popular than them.
We follow the 10 commandments to a T.
I live by them.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. But anyway, before we get stuck into the podcast, people, if you want to cop yourself, when's the next launch, Josh? I always ask you this.
I don't know when it is. I know that it's very nice.
It's very nice.
It's either the end of May or the start of June.
End of May, start of June, code BSB, all in bodybuilding. There we go.
And I know the item that everybody wants is coming. Socks.
Oh, I'm excited for these, mate.
Mate, they look good.
Fresh white ones ready for summer.
Fresh white socks with all in bodybuilding on. What more do you want?
Make your calves look bigger as well. So I'm going to need to stock up on them.
Yeah, I definitely need those then.
Yeah, that's it.
David, how are we, mate? How's your day been?
It's been very good. Trained push earlier. Always a good day when it's a push day. How about you two? I saw Josh did legs, I think.
Yeah, I did legs. You weren't great. I've just had the worst cramp ever. But I've had a great day thanks to Manchester United getting beat 4-0 last night. Ha ha ha.
Who do they play?
Crystal Palace.
You're joking.
No.
Oh my god, David, are you like a big football fan?
Yeah, I'm a United fan. He knows that, so that's why he's going for it.
Is that Josh? Is that why you're rubbing it in there?
Yes. Cheers, guys. Cheers.
How Liverpool doing in the title race?
We didn't want to win it, mate. We didn't want to win it. It's too much of a fairy tale, and fairy tales are for books. We live in the real world as Liverpool fans.
I don't follow because I'm such a bodybuilder. I don't follow any football, right?
Yeah,
so I thought Liverpool were like dominating. If I had to support a team, it would be Liverpool. Like I've always my whole family supports Liverpool. Oh, come on, David, mate. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, they were like dominating.
Yeah, mate.
And then and then Klopp, is it Jurgen Klopp? He's like leaving. Everyone's losing their heads. Everyone's crying. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, you've got it nailed. That's exactly what's happening. Everyone's lost the plot.
Yeah. Okay.
It's quite funny, though.
Who's doing better right now, Manchester United or Liverpool?
Go on, David.
Depends in what competition. We're going to win the FA Cup still.
You'll win the championship in 2 years.
All right, I got a question for both of you, actually.
Go on.
Do you follow more closely? Football or bodybuilding?
I know my answer.
It's kind of hard to answer that because football's like a weekly thing, right? But let's say the Olympia, for example, I'm never going to miss it, but I might miss some football games. But you know. So
I love football way more than I love bodybuilding.
100%. I knew he was going to say that.
I idolise footballers so much more than I idolise bodybuilders.
for what
I
reason?
don't know why. I don't know. I think it's just because I didn't grow up. You know, like when you're like 4 to 10 years old, I didn't grow up looking at Arnold thinking, oh, Arnold, you're so good. But like, I looked up to Steven Gerrard as if he was God. Like, literally, Jesus and Gerrard, the same level.
Yeah, I was like that growing up with footballers, and then I played football and took it seriously. But then when I switched to bodybuilding, I'd say I enjoy bodybuilding more now than I enjoyed playing football.
I don't know. I do look up to footballers more than bodybuilders.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like football in itself, when you put football next to like bodybuilding, it's almost like bodybuilding isn't even a sport. Like, because football is so established and it's so huge that it's almost like hard to like even see bodybuilding as like a sport.
And I like that footballers like compete every weekend. It's like a proper season. Like we can talk about our seasons, but theirs is proper, like week in, week out. And
our season, it's at most 2 months in it, unless you're Tom, do it for like most of the year.
Would either of you like to have been a professional footballer?
Oh yeah, that was the goal growing up. I'm a failed footballer first, and then
both of you are failed
trying at bodybuilding.
Maybe that's why we're good at bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Well,
can't fail again.
I was a failed footballer, a failed cricket player, a failed bodybuilder. Like I'm still finding. Maybe it's like ping pong or something. Maybe I've just got to try something new. You know.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit, mate.
Yeah. Tom, you're okay. You're not failed yet. You can only say that you failed when you've finished.
Okay.
Like if you come to the end of your bodybuilding career and you've still only got a UKIP pro card, then then we might have the like, you know, the conversation about you being a failure then.
Okay. So would you guys consider, like, if I don't win my WNBF card, right, would you consider that a failed bodybuilder?
Oh yeah. No. Of course not.
Because you're basically calling every amateur a failure. So it's not the case. If anything, we could be the failures because we've got a pro card and it makes us hooked for life now, and we just feel like we need to keep doing more and more. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's safe. If you play football as an amateur, you're still not a failure. But
I mean, technically, I'm not an amateur. I'm a whoop pro, right? So let's get that straight. But question, because I still consider myself an amateur. I am still an amateur. When you both won your pro cards, did you feel like you were starting all over again?
David,
Josh,
you go.
Okay,
so
for me, when I won the pro card, no, because I thought, right, I'm in now, and I think I'll be up there. Now I've been up there with the pros, I kind of feel like I should have felt like that, and you've literally got to be like 100% as a pro. So I feel like I didn't at first, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, yeah, you got to make sure everything's spot on.
It's tricky. Like when I won my pro card, all I then wanted to do was get onto the worlds on like the pro world stage. Like I didn't think, oh, I'm at the bottom now. It was just like the next step is this. And like there was only one direction. Like you could only take the next step. And
I think that's the thing with WNBF though, to be fair, because it's so hard to get a pro card because there's only like one here and one there. You have to be at that standard. Whereas I'm going to say the IFB, but you turn pro in that, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in the top 10 at the Olympia. But I think if you're getting a pro card here in the UK especially, you're going to be in the top 10 at the Worlds, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And that's the way that I saw it. If you're winning a British title, you are probably one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard for me to say that you're a failure, Tom, because you've come second at the British. I know it with the UK, the FBA. And like, you know, it weren't great. I'm joking. It was good.
There's some good lads there that year.
You're still up there. Like, you're not that far behind where me and David are at, really.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah, you are.
David,
you
mate,
are. And you're
coming.
welcome with open
Yeah,
arms. And I
good to
can't
see.
wait this year to see who's coming through.
Yeah.
There'll probably be another freak come out of nowhere. And
Yeah. But again, I hope that there is, because the more freaks there are in the natural bodybuilding pro league, the bigger natural bodybuilding's going to get. And like the more respect we're going to get from other people. So everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
If you get a WNBF pro card, you deserve to have a WNBF pro card. There's no easy shows. I've never seen someone go, unless you go over to America, where 80% of the pros are pretty bad. Yeah,
really?
That's oh, mate. Yeah,
Okay, so do they give out more cards in America?
Yeah, so it's like every show is a pro qualifier.
Mad.
So like it's very common to see someone win like a junior open or like a novice first timers open and then win the overall. It's like, the barriers for entry, the standard isn't as high. There's one WNBF pro show in the UK or like qualifier.
Do you think they're going to do more or not?
No.
In the UK, no, I don't think so.
No.
So just have one for you, Tom.
That's fine.
But there is a lot more around Europe now, to be fair, isn't there? So you could go around Europe trying to get a pro card. I think like in France and Spain.
Yeah. I was literally looking earlier. You can go Spain, Italy, France, Ireland, Amsterdam, obviously the UK. There are loads of opportunities now. You've just got to be willing to do a little bit more travelling.
What's the earliest pro qualifier? Which country?
Ireland's at the end of September. I think Amsterdam's at the start of September.
There's Dubai, isn't there? That's
Dubai.
September.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's qualifiers there to do.
Yeah, I'm literally going to go for fucking all of them.
That's
just
my
send
plan
them
this
all.
year for the pro shows.
Oh, yeah, mate. We're going to get onto that. We're going to get onto that. Right.
Yeah.
So you brought it up. Competing. How many weeks post-show are you/are we?
Post-show?
Yeah, do you know?
Exactly where I'm at, because now I'm counting weeks out now rather than weeks post-show.
Yeah, weeks post.
How many weeks post is it? It's 6 months, right? So
6 months, yeah. So what's that, 25?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, sounds sweet.
I've seen a different Josh this year, though.
What do you mean?
As in, like, the face is still chiseled and everything. Usually after shows, I don't know, you've not held your body weight as well, I don't think. Are you weighing less now this off season, or like as in
I'm like,
yeah, I feel like
it's so funny that you've said that. I'm 91 kilos, so I'm like, compared to last year, I'm pretty much, compared to my last off season, I'm pretty much the same, but I look so much healthier.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I've gone downhill. It's all muscle now, you know. So this face is lean still.
Not massive, mate. Yeah. Nah, I think Annabella's made a conscious effort for keeping me healthy. Like I've probably averaged one off-plan meal every other week. What are you laughing at?
Just the get fat reels. Story. David, have you seen that?
Days.
Nah.
Right, after this podcast, go on Josh's Instagram, go to his highlights, scroll over, and I think it's literally just called Getting Fat. Right, watch it.
Get fat.
Watch it.
When's that from?
Amazing.
7 years ago, I think. You're literally going to be tapping through, going, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god."
Some of them, you're going to be like, "Oh my god, that's amazing." Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, good times. The amount of people that, like, last time we spoke about it, the amount of people that messaged me was hilarious. Like 15 people.
That's class. That's so good. So, David, how much are you bodyweight up from last time you competed?
Pretty much around 10 kilos at the moment. I feel it's always hard to judge, though, because we always go by like our lowest in prep, which is like properly depleted, isn't it? And then the weight now isn't depleted, so how much of that is just a bit of that, filling back out.
Just starve yourself for 2 days, mate, and then figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
So 10 kilos up, and how many weeks out are you?
20. Just gone.
And when are you starting prep?
So officially at the end of this month. So the first weekend going into June, which will be about 17 weeks out. But I'm at the point now where it's like, well, I'm not going to be upping food. I'm kind of getting back into a routine of upping steps a little bit more. So I'm going to drop a bit over the next few weeks as well. So
yeah, you're like optimizing to start prep.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
So. Exciting. And do you want to tell everyone what shows you've got lined up?
Yep. So I'm going to go Dubai, which is September, because that's 2 weeks before the UK Pro Show. So I definitely wanted to do that. Because last year Dubai was like August, wasn't it? And it was way too far before everything else. So I definitely want to do those 2 this year. And then I think after that, there's Spain. Spain have announced a Pro Show.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to go there as well. I'm going to go Germany and redeem myself after that disaster.
Do it for us, mate. Germany. Yeah. Do it for us.
And then Worlds as well. So that's 5 shows.
That's 5 pro shows.
I'm trying to be a footballer, you see, just to have a proper season.
That's it. The crazy thing is, you will probably end up going against the same people at every single show.
I've spoke to a couple, and some are like, "Oh, I can make this one, but not this one." Like Hightor, he did the German. Yeah. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I think I'm going to do Dubai, but I don't think I can make it to the UK." I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine, mate. Don't come to the UK."
UK show's going to be shit, bro. Oh.
Yeah, sit
they
that
might
one
cancel
out.
It. Funny,
Josh.
Great. Yeah.
Is there not one little bit of you that wants to defend your title this year?
No.
Okay.
I have that title for the rest of my life.
True.
There's no
defending it. It's like the Olympia title, and they come back and they defend it,
like
the 5-time world champ. You could be the C-bum of the
WNBF.
Is it medium height men's physique pro?
Medium, bro. Yeah.
Medium. Mr. Medium Pro WNBF men's physique. 5-time champion.
2-time.
Yeah, exactly, man.
One day I will attempt to defend it. I don't know how many 2-time pro world champions there are, and I think that's for a reason.
Is Badder the bodybuilder?
Oh, Badder. Yeah. Bodybuilding and men's physique is a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit more clear cut bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like I think with the with men's physique, I don't know anyone that's won more than one. And do you know the amount of times that I see someone win and then the time after they go look as good and that they come fourth?
Yeah, Chris Elkins came fourth and I was surprised about that personally, but
yeah, I weren't. I thought he I don't think he did enough. Like I've seen Chris before and he was a lot leaner the last time I saw him than what he was in Seattle.
Yeah.
He's been a pro for years, isn't he?
Mate, he's been around for years. He's about 50. How old is he? 40.
He's injured now, isn't he? I see he's had an operation on his shoulder.
Yeah, we should get him on, but I do keep saying that he's really old and just slating him a little bit.
Yeah, I thought he was proper pound, and then Josh tells me otherwise. So
just a bit full of himself. He's very, very, very American.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I reckon if you cut that boy open, he's just
full of
stars
flags
and stripes.
David, so this prep then for this year, in comparison to last year's prep, how is it going to differ? Obviously, you're yet to get stuck into it, but do you have plans in place? What do you want to do differently? What did you learn?
So difference this year is last year I was just trying to chase the same condition that I'd kind of brought the year before, because I was obviously really happy with how I was looking when I won my pro card, and then I was kind of in the mindset I need to bring that again kind of thing. Whereas, and I'm sure Josh will agree with me on this, when you move up to the pros, everything matters, and I feel like by pushing for that condition I may have lost a little bit of fullness in areas. And you're not getting that back once it's gone either. So it's I'm going to have to be a lot more careful this time with how much size I'm holding, keeping the fullness. So not just pushing for condition. Because like I say, you need to be ticking every single box. And I think that's where Josh nailed it at Worlds, to be fair, compared to Germany. You've got to be at 100%.
I just think with the pros, you've got to be everything and more. So your posing has got to be perfect because you're a pro. you have got to be as big as you possibly can be without being too big. So like, like you see men's physique competitors and they go on stage and it's like, that guy's too big, he should be doing bodybuilding. You have got to literally be just on that cusp. Otherwise you'll get outsized by someone.
Yeah, the margin for error is so much smaller. Like, for example, when I won...
So tricky.
Yeah, when I won that, when I won the Supernaturals in 2021, I came off stage and it was like, I'd got my award and everything. And I'm sure you know Zach Fotheringham. He's obviously a coach I respect. So I was like speaking to him and I was like, what do you think? And he was like, oh, you was a little bit flat. But you can kind of get away with them things. Do you know what I mean? We're talking minute differences. And then I looked at the pictures and I can see it myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm a little bit flatter than... And then I filled up for the overall because I was going to go up against Jovan. And I was just hammering it. And I actually looked better in the overall even though I didn't win it. But you're not going on stage slightly flat, I don't think, in the pros and winning a show.
Yeah, that's it. Like, as an amateur, you can get away with just being a little bit on the, like, less conditioned, softer, whatever, not as well muscled, and you'll be fine. Like, there's things that you can do. For instance, your presentation could just be marginally better than someone else's, and that boosts you up the rankings. Whereas like, in a pro, everything's got to be fucking perfect.
So, like, I hope she don't mind me saying this, but I spoke to Steph the day after Worlds. So, like, you do your call-outs and it's like in number order. And then they'll call, like, the first call-out and they'll line it up with who they've got first in the middle, second one side, third the other side. So I was in second place at Worlds and then I've got moved out the top 5. And speaking to Steph the next day, she was like, you didn't have enough glaze on. And it's little things like that.
Isn't it?
Because to anyone else, you look like you're fading. But she can see as like a top judge that it's these minute differences. So,
yeah,
there's so little minute things like that you've just got to be on. Like, just for instance, like you can do a whole prep and your glaze or your tan just like ruins it for you. Such like a small thing, but it's huge.
We are going to have quite a lot of first timers listen to this, and I just want to say, with tan and glaze, if you've paid for the package at a show, so for instance, say you're doing the MBW show and you've got Nicola at A1, do not be afraid to go and ask them what they think about your tan, like multiple times on the day. Like,
yeah,
just I've had make sure it's perfect.
Yeah, like I've had clients before, and because it's their first show, they're a bit nervous, and they might have spilt a bit of a drink on them or something, and you're like, go and tell them you need that touching up, and they're a bit afraid to do it because they don't want to upset anyone. They've not been in that environment before. But yeah, never be afraid. You've worked so hard to be there. Make sure your tan's spot on, and you've paid your money for it as well.
They've literally got people there on the day to walk around, and they should have anyway, to touch you up, like to look after you in your tan. Like, that sounds so wrong, Josh, for fuck's sake. Naughty boy. So yeah, like
pro card, bro. Go on, carry on.
It's like at the Northern show, I was a pain in the ass backstage, like in the pump up, because I felt myself sweating a little bit. So I kept going over, like getting them to pat me down. I was being very like almost not like hypochondriac, but like making sure that like I just wasn't having like any like sweat running and stuff like that. So yeah, just be a pain in the ass, because ultimately like it's you that's going to pay the price if you don't like stay on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes. Yeah. So so you're 20 weeks out now?
Yeah.
Interesting, mate. It's exciting. I'm excited to see it all unfold, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to do it all again.
How many years on the balance now will you be prepping for?
This is my 5th year in a row.
I knew it was
Jesus
5.
Christ.
Yeah. So
I knew it was 5. That is, David, that's ridiculous, mate.
You are a footballer, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why have you decided to not take the time out between any season?
So 2020 was like a comeback year. I'd moved back from Australia and I'd made it the goal to get a British title. Then obviously COVID came, but we still had the UK DFBA, because the UK DFBA, you talk to like people new to it and they don't realise you used to link to the WNBF. And my goal was to British title, WNBF Pro, because I'd seen people like Jay McGee do WNBF Pro shows, and it was like, right, obviously being natural, that's where I wanted to be. So I did 2020 UK DFBA with the goal of going to the WNBF, but then they didn't have the WNBF Worlds because of COVID. So then it was like, right, I'll do next year. And then the split happened, obviously, and we brought in the WNBF UK show. So I was like, right, I'm going to go to do that, and then I'm going to go to Worlds. So I went and did that. My partner at the time, we've broken up since, she was going through some personal stuff and tore her Achilles and stuff, and like had a business that she needed help with. So I couldn't go, like I said, like, look, I'm not going to go to the Worlds, we'll go next year. Then anyway, we broke up, and then it was like, right, I've got to go again. I've got to get that pro card. So then I did the Supernaturals again in 2022, won my class, but now could go to Worlds. So then obviously went to Worlds, won my pro card there. And then it was like, right, I want to compete as a pro, because again, thinking I'll be in the mix and I'll be up there. Then did the pro shows last year, and now it's like, obviously, like with the feedback I got and everything, it's like I feel like I can be in there, and I want to prove it to myself. And also with there being the UK pro show, the first one, I want to do that show. So yeah, I just want to keep going, to be honest. And it is at a point for me as well, personally, because I've competed for a while. I don't want to compete forever. So when people are like, oh, take a couple of years out to improve, it's like, well, I might not want to compete in 3 years' time. Do you know what I mean? I want to compete now and tick all the boxes and do everything that I want to do in competing, and then give it up, kind of thing.
So like, I completely understand the journey up to now.
Yeah.
But if you know that there's a level that you need to climb up to, surely the more time that you've got working towards that level, the better. Or do you just think, nah?
I don't think I'm far off, and I've worked so hard in the last 6 months that I'm confident that I'm going to be in there this year. And then also, one thing I've learned over the years, and I think we spoke about this before, is there's kind of a luck element to it as well. So let's say I want a pro world title. The lineup this year might not be as strong as last year or the year after that. So if I've missed a year because I think I need another year of improvement, well, I might have missed a chance at when I could have been the best up there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'm far off. If I think it's somebody like, again, I have clients the same who need a couple of years of growth to be competitive, fine. But all things considered, my life at the moment, where it's at, everything I want to achieve, where I'm at, I'm kind of like, nah, keep going.
Good man.
Just a man on a mission.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Just a man on the mission. I love it, man. I can sense that. I can sense the hunger in your voice for it. You know.
Yeah.
I can. That's why I challenge you.
Yeah.
That's like, you know, people listening, there'll be so many of my clients that will compete in the next month or so, and I'll turn around to them and go, you need 18 months of growing.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be right for me to not challenge you on why you're doing something that I would advise a lot of my clients to do. But saying that, there's some that are the opposite.
Yeah, so that's the thing for me. It's not like I'm looking at my pictures from Worlds going, I've been outsized. They're not bigger than me. It's just little refinements, you know, little things that I can do better this year that can get me in there, I think.
Yeah. Mate, I hope we go and win. I reckon you might do well at Dubai.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'd love it if you won the British.
Yeah.
Because then, like, you are.
Yeah, again, it's just a case, as you know, it's who you run into, isn't it? So it's like who's there on what day and which show you peak best for, and, you know, but I'm giving myself 5 shots. So
yeah.
If I come on the next,
fifth, fourth, third, second, big dub.
And let's be honest, we enjoy it. So I'm just going to soak it all up either way and just keep working for it.
Yeah. I think that British pro title, that's the one that's like sticking in my head for next year. Because then I would have got a junior, an overall British, and then obviously winning my pro card at the British, and then a pro world title. That's like, it's a clean sweep in my eyes.
And then what would you do after that?
Retire.
Golf.
Is that where you're at? Are you kind of thinking the same as me? Like you don't want to compete for too much longer, or?
I want to be the best men's physique natural coach in the world.
Yeah.
Right? That's the niche. That's the goal. I can't do that whilst I'm traveling here, there, and everywhere.
That's exactly the same I say to my clients as well. That's my goal long term. Like, So I admire like Hani Rambod. He's like my idol, but I want to be the natural version of that.
Yeah. You don't see Hanny stepping on stage.
No. So it's
No.
like, that's why, again, if we go back to the conversation about me competing again this year, it's because my long-term goal isn't to compete. So I want to tick off the competing as early as possible.
Yeah.
I don't think you can put a time frame on it. I think so long as you're still enjoying it, do it.
Mm.
And it's like, it will come to a point where you enjoy coaching your clients and helping them achieve their own goals more so than like you pursuing your own. And it's like, if you've achieved what you want to achieve, like you will get to that point where it's like, I'm happy with it. Like I'm content. I now just want to focus on this. So I don't think you can really put a time limit on it because you never know. A few years down the line, you might have Crog Dog versus David Langsdale in the, the Masters or something. You just never know. The Pro Masters.
Or me and Josh will just be sat together watching our clients compete against each other.
I think that will be the most likely.
Or on the judging panel
scenario.
Together or something.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I've been booted off the judging panel.
No, you haven't.
It'll be 2035 and 2040 and I'll still be going for my pro card.
Sorry, Josh.
I'll get a Masters one.
I've got to pull you up on that. What was going on with the judging?
I messaged Steph. I was like, "Oh, what's happening?" Oh no, she messaged me saying, "Are you going to the first time?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I'm going." She's like, "Oh right, I've got a good role for you." I was like, "Go on, what's the role?" She's like, "You can do the Instagram lives." I was like, "What about judging? Have I been booted?" And then she read the message and just didn't reply.
Well, you must be doing something wrong. I'm on the mic again. So. Why don't you do that? Do the mic.
What?
Come do the mic with me.
No. You've got the mic. I was going to say for this next show, I haven't really got the time to do it anyway, but
So are you going to be there?
Yeah, of course I'm going to be there. I've got 7 people competing.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, of course I'll be there. I think they're going for like international panels as well for like the WNBF show. So
yeah, maybe they're thinking of using it as a bit of a trial run for the Supernaturals with the pro show and all that as well. So it's fair enough.
Yeah. Thanks, David. I feel loads better.
Yeah,
I did cry myself to sleep last night.
It's not you.
It's not me. It's not me. It's the federation.
So, David, are you on the mic again this year? Then
I am for that show, but obviously I'm going to do the UK show. So
yeah.
Oh, you're not going to be on the mic and tanned up?
Running up like tanned up, quickly put the suit back on, speak on the mic, get the suit back off,
and
get
the
backstage.
Winner, it's me. It's you, everyone.
Love it. I messaged Josh literally just before this podcast as well. I was like, have you got your coach's pass? Because I've just literally just purchased mine. He was like, I am a WNBF pro. Just like reminding me that I'm a peasant. Thanks, mate. But no, I didn't actually think that was
show your pro card on entry.
David, have you bought a ticket?
No.
Thank you.
I am a pro.
Where's the VIP pass?
You both got your tickets. David, where'd you carry your pro card?
Well, I just got my new one through, so that's just in the envelope still, and the old one's in my wallet.
Bloody buy one of them again.
I love that you both keep it in your wallet. Like when you go, like if you ever get ID'd for something, right, and you just show them the card.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am?
Mine's disappeared. Did I tell you what I've got? I've got. This is welcome to my drawer, everyone. I've got all my stage numbers.
I think I've got mine.
I thought you was going to pull out the gold medal from Worlds then, to be honest.
Behind me.
That's the one you want, isn't it, David? The one lurking behind him right there.
But I must say, I couldn't have been happier for Josh when it happened. I even had a little tear when I saw him backstage.
Oh, mate.
Aww.
Me and Annabella were talking about that. I said,
I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
I think it's when you were on the phone to family back home.
It's just insane, isn't it? Just insane. I would tell me and Annabella went out for food with one of our friends and her new boyfriend, and we were like sat talking about becoming WNBF Pro Medium World Champion. He literally had a tear in his eye. He's like, it's just incredible. I was like, yeah, it's pretty mad, mate. You should have been there.
Yeah.
David Langsdale cried and everything.
I did.
He had a tear in his eye.
I did.
That's mad.
It was the secret Chipotle. Have you spoken about that?
I think I spoke about it on previous podcasts. I had Chipotle the night before the Worlds and 2 nights before the Worlds.
Well, David, you know what to do now.
Go to Chipotle.
The protocol. What did you get, Josh? Specifically, do you remember?
I got a burrito bowl the first time, and then the second time it was a burrito.
Okay.
What, beef and chicken.
2 in one go?
No. I had one at 2 days out, one at 1 day out.
Oh, got
Was
it.
you tracking it? Like, because I remember you saying, like, oh, I've had 800 gram of carbs or whatever. Was you, like, tracking it on MyFitnessPal, or was you just eating and seeing how you look?
No, a bit of both. Like,
Yeah.
You can obviously track it, but you can't truly know. Like, I didn't go, all right, mate, can you just put my weighing scales down and zero it every time you put an ingredient
Did you look up what's in the Chipotle, like?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's really quite low in fat.
Yeah.
And it worked a treat. It worked a treat.
There we go.
So there you go, mate. When you go over to America, you know what to do. Chipotle.
I went after the show. That was it. I peaked too late.
That's it. Day after the show, you look like a champ. Oh, dear. Right, lads, have either of you put questions boxes up?
No.
I didn't, because when I was at the gym, my phone died.
I have quite a few questions, and then I've also had... I've had 3 messages sent to me in the week that are quite good topics of conversation. One of them's an Ian Talbot Balfe. One of them's on par with an Ian Talbot Balfe. And then the other one is a question from a woman called Ruth Gill, I believe her name is. And that question was, what was your biggest impulse buy on prep?
Mine.
So, just all of us.
Okay.
Biggest impulse buy on prep.
Yeah.
Do you remember, David?
Yeah. A flight to Bangkok.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because you went traveling, didn't you?
Yeah, that was all planned while I was on prep.
Was that just like I
need a break.
I need a fucking break.
Yeah.
Bing, Bangkok. There we go.
Did it happen as quick as that? Like, oh, I need to go on holiday. I need a break.
I was
Same
kind
day.
of like thinking one day, what am I going to do after prep? And then I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go traveling. I've got family in Australia as well. But my plan was to go to Thailand first, then Australia. So I booked, the first buy was the return flight to Thailand, and then I built the rest of the trip around that.
How was the trip?
Oh, unreal.
There we go.
But I did like plan it in terms of like being able to train and everything like that, and went to the good areas with the best gyms and
Yeah. With the best gyms. Is that what he would call
you put
gym?
on social media, the rest stays.
Yeah. The rest goes on YouTube. Tom, biggest impulse buy on prep?
A car.
You bought your car on prep?
Yeah.
Fair play.
I was like, I don't need it. I want it, so I bought it.
Maybe that's what I need to do. To get the courage, I need to go on prep.
I had a perfectly working car, and I was just like, I just want a nicer car. So I got a nicer car.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. You ready for mine?
Go on then. I was about to say I think I know, but I don't.
I've never done one. I'm not that kind of guy.
Oh, come on. Shoes.
I know. Mate, you saw me trying to decide on shoes at the weekend. I don't do impulse on purchases. I do well thought out ideas.
It's just your brain hunting out dopamine, isn't it? It's like you just need something to make you feel good.
See, I get the good feeling from winning shows.
Yeah. Can't relate.
I'm such a dickhead.
No, you're such a bro, such a bodybuilder, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna save the rest of the questions, the 2 deeper questions until the end of the podcast. But we'll try and go through these next lot really quite quickly. Harry Takar, David.
Oh yeah,
I believe you know him.
I know Harry. Yeah.
Yeah, I met Harry for the first time in Derby the other day.
Yeah,
very nice chap.
Yeah.
Very nice chap.
WNBF show.
Says top tip for first timers men's physique in the WNBF. Tom?
Posing. I feel like for first timers, it's always going to be posing, really.
Yeah. Mine is going to...
Carry on. I was going to because at the end of the day, some of the first timers, regardless, they're not going to have either enough muscle, or they're not going to be conditioned enough. But if they can pose right, then they're going to stand out a bit more. So yeah,
right. Mine is to not get too stressed out, right, about the day, about the whole thing. The most stressful thing is the fact that you're going to be stood on a stage in front of an audience. It's a first timers show. No one's got crazy high expectations on you. Just go enjoy it. And if you enjoy it a lot, if you're great, there's other shows that you can do later on down the line. If not, no worries. It's only a first timers show. You can go and do rock climbing or something else like that in your spare time instead of bodybuilding.
Yeah, I'd say don't pump up too early. So what happens a lot is people get told, like in the athlete area, you get told your category needs to get ready, and you'll see everyone just start pumping up. At that point, you could have literally nearly up to an hour still. And I always say to people, at very, very worst, because you'll get taken to the side of the stage, then when the category before you is doing their awards, at very worst, if you get down and just start banging out like loads of press-ups at that point, that's when you're pumping up hard. So I've never understood when people are like, oh, I didn't have time to pump up, because even if you get let know really late, you're at the side of the stage before the category's coming off. So yeah, just time that right, and just wait until you get to the side of the stage, not backstage, before you really go for it.
Yeah, good shout, David. Good shout. Right, next
One
question.
more.
Fitness
One more
with...
quickly. One more.
Bloody hell, Tom.
One
tip, not two.
I feel like both of yours was like better than mine, so I'm going to give one more. When you're backstage waiting, especially for men's physique, because WNBF men's physique was quite early, I think.
I don't know. Come on.
Anyway,
I've got loads of questions.
Chill out. Don't walk around. Don't go chatting to everyone, walking around, expending yourself. Just chill the fuck out and take it easy when you're backstage as well.
Fantastic. Right. Fitness with Wild has asked, if you could only use either machine or dumbbells for life, which would you choose? I would choose machines at Ultraflex Rotherham.
Machines, 100%.
If I was in Pure Gym, I would choose dumbbells and barbells.
Yeah, it depends on the machines, right? But yeah. I do think dumbbells and barbells are massively underused these days.
Oh, yeah.
Massively.
David, when was the last time that you came to Ultraflex Rotherham?
Probably
was it when we trained together?
Ago, yeah, probably a while ago.
Right. You need to come up again soon. It's leveled up. The dumbbells barely get touched now. It's good. It's good.
That's pretty mad.
David, what would you go for? Dumbbells or machines?
Yeah, in that instance where you've got the best machines, obviously go with those. And yeah, you've got a lot more you can do. If you've got every single machine, there's a lot you can do, right? But if you only have like a handful of machines, then it's a completely different question.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thomas?
Machines, 100%.
Oh, I feel like we're kind of all in agreement there.
Yeah.
Good work, guys. John Freelove, the man, the myth, the legend, top shagger, I heard. He has asked, do you experience self-doubt and body dysmorphia? If so, how do you deal with it? I'm not laughing at the question. I just realised I've just called someone a top shagger on a podcast.
I think every bodybuilder does.
Yeah, I think body dysmorphia sounds really extreme. I'm not like that bad where I have like through off season, through prep, I'm always kind of happy how I look. Do you know what I mean? I'm never like hating how I look. I'm not someone that struggles with putting on a bit of weight or losing a bit or either way. Self-doubt, yeah, definitely. I think we all experience that, especially when we've got a competitive nature.
Yeah. And how do you deal with it?
Yeah, sorry.
Go on. I think like dealing with it, there's not like the only real way that you can deal with it is to just accept that you've got these feelings and try to not let them become or like manifest themselves more in your brain than what they already are.
Yeah. And I think just using them as fuel. If you've got any doubt, like hard work will erase that. The only way you're going to get more confident is by working hard. Because then in turn, once you've worked hard and you're proud of yourself for the work you've put in, then you can be more confident.
Very nice, David. That was beautiful. Tom?
Agreed.
With David?
100%.
Very good. Charlie Brisbane, is men's physique more competitive than bodybuilding right now? Fantastic question.
Oof. I don't think I'm paying enough attention to bodybuilding to be the judge of it. What are we talking in? Obviously, he's not put it in the question, but are we saying IFBB? Are we saying WNBF? Are we saying overall in every federation? Or
I'm saying amateur level, natural.
I think it will be.
I think men's physique's more competitive because, like we were speaking about before, the margins between people is always going to be smaller. You're showing less of your physique, than obviously the bodybuilders with the legs doing more poses. It becomes clearer, doesn't it? Who's better than who with more posing?
Yeah, I agree. I think men's physique is more competitive because it's probably more subjective and there's less criteria to separate people.
It's a game of numbers as well. There's always going to be in classes. There's always like 15 plus men's physique guys. They're huge. So if you're talking about a game of numbers, there's going to be more men's physique freaks, in my opinion, than what there's going to be bodybuilding freaks. Just because it's again statistics. It's like in America, the reason why they've primarily got some of the best teams in the world is because they've got more people to choose from.
Yeah,
versus same thing in men's physique. So I'd say yeah, probably is. And if it isn't, then we're going to fucking make sure it is over the next few years.
Charlie Brisbane has asked another question. What are your biggest goals this year outside of bodybuilding?
I've got a number. I'm not going to say it in my head of how much I want to be worth and have in the bank for the future, but I'm not going to say the number.
Yeah. Don't say the
It's
number.
not that much.
10 grand, mate. I would say all my goals this year are business related, and that includes client results. So yeah. Yeah. Can't talk about the other goals, can we, Tom? You know the ones that I can't talk about them.
No.
No.
Way more important than your clients, that one, mate.
No, it's 50-50. It's 50.
Yeah.
Clients
I could guess what it is, but I don't want to.
No, you're not guessing, David. There's no guessing.
Okay.
Yeah, mine are just all business related and client related as well. So
if I'm being a little bit self-indulgent, I would say that a goal for the next 6 to 12 months is to buy a new car, and that car will be an Aston Martin. I promise you now. Let's go.
I can see you in that.
Aston Martin Vantage, baby.
you'll be making posts for coaching spaces every single day,
mate. I'm going to be wearing suits every single day
for the fuel bill, mate. Every single day, new coaching spaces open. Need to fuel the Aston.
Yeah. How much is it? How much can you afford? I need to put clients in the engine. I mean fuel. Oh dear. Cal Curry _ has asked, do you think it's underappreciated how hard it is to get into stage condition?
Yeah, I think no matter what, you're going to have to suffer. So you'll see people saying they're eating a lot of food and whatever, but I know even if they're eating a lot of food, they're burning through it, so they're suffering if they're literally peeled.
It's relative, isn't it? Like you can eat, like your macros could be half the amount of mine, and we could both feel the same amount of hunger. Like to get fat off, you need to be in a deficit. And to be in a deficit, it's not the easiest thing in the world to deal with. But the more times you do it, the better you get at dealing with it. Yeah. So I would say getting in stage condition for the first time is quite underappreciated. But for someone that has done it, like you doing it 5 years in a row, David, if it was that horrific, you wouldn't do it 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
It gets easier. So, yeah, I think the first time, it is underappreciated. But after that,
it's so individual. It is so individual. Some people love it. Some people love the challenge. Some people don't. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. I always find it a little bit disappointing when people don't end up in stage conditions. You know, like when you see someone that's got so much potential that like you can clearly see they've got bags of potential, and then there's just something that's not right in their setup or the effort that they're putting in, or the fact that they don't appreciate how much effort you need to put in to get conditioned. It's so frustrating. It's like a bodybuilding fan. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's like when you do go to shows, it's like if you think about it, like not a lot of people are like on the money with condition. Like it's quite few and far between that are like absolutely nails. So yeah, it definitely is.
But when you've been through it, you appreciate it as well. Like someone will say to me like, oh, like say you've got a bodybuilder, Natty, who's like absolutely shredded glutes. And it's like, oh, his condition's amazing. My response usually is, yeah, he must have felt like shit for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else we got? So yeah, it's pretty underappreciated, Cal. Thank you for the question. Tom Hermitage, my boy, my son. Coaching space is available with Tom if anyone's interested. Biggest non-bodybuilding related accomplishment. I'd say buying my first property with Annabelle is pretty, a great feeling. Very, very proud of that one.
Is it non-bodybuilding related?
Yeah.
Achievement.
I'm going to go deep, getting myself from rock bottom back to a happy place.
Good man, David. When was that? When would you say that rock bottom was?
End of 2019, going into 2020.
So you literally went from rock bottom to British champ.
Yeah. But that's what fueled it, you see.
Yeah.
Pain can be powerful.
No. Pain with purpose. It's great fuel.
I was going to say, it's kind of bodybuilding related though. So I was just going to say, like finding what it is I absolutely love. Because when I left university, I was like, I do not know what I'm going to do. Like I kind of had an idea, but I'm just glad that I found like what it is that I absolutely fucking love. Like to me, that's like a massive achievement. You know?
Do you often think about that, like how much we love this, and then I think some people haven't got that feeling for anything,
mate, and they do that.
It makes me appreciate it more. You know?
Yeah,
they do something that they hate for like their life. You know, and it's just like, oh, that's to me, that's like way more important than like. Not to downplay you, Josh, but like buying a property, because it's like most people buy a property, but it's like being able to fucking wake up and do something that you love every single day is such an achievement.
And then buy a property as a result is even better.
Yeah, exactly.
I think for me, like I get deep into everything. So like to be able to buy a property doing what I do is the feeling of like,
selling steroids.
This is all.
Yeah, I agree.
This is so worth it. Like the amount of Yahimbine that I've sold to get to where we're at now is just insane.
But I do think it's person as well, because like Josh, if you find like buying a property something that fulfills you, then that's great. But me personally, like I don't really have too much of an attachment to something like that, and other people listening might not. But you choose your own, don't you? You choose what you're attached to and what you consider success, and if doing what makes you proud.
Great. James Wallace _PT. I believe this individual is competing with the WNBF. I keep seeing him coming up on their stories.
I've seen them, yeah.
What separates an average bodybuilder from a pro bodybuilder?
I think there's so many things that can go into that. It can be genetics, it can be work rate.
I think output and discipline are the biggest determining factors on like success within bodybuilding. Like, I'm not being mean, but genetics wise, David, you're obviously not terrible. Christ.
No, I've had to work for what I've got, and I've had to work.
Correct.
But yeah, my strengths have been worked for. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I was put together perfect. I've had to work on areas and bring those up, and then pose it right, and just a bit of a fraud.
You've committed to the craft for a long time.
Yeah.
And yeah,
that's like what you were saying about people being frustrated who don't get into condition. So if we're going to go with one thing, it's got to be the discipline and the determination, because you get someone with genetics, if they're not going to put in the work, they've got no chance, especially over someone that's got lesser genetics who puts the work in.
Definitely. Tom?
Yeah, I agree. Like, can't have it all handed to you like you have, Josh, you know? Zero effort.
I have had a couple of people say to me, because obviously Josh jokes about like the pints and all that and the food he's eating and stuff, and I'm like, trust me, he's grafting. When he needs to, he is grafting. He just don't talk about it as much.
I see. This is it for me. Like, I feel like a bit of a fraud, a bit of a joke, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm working my arse off." It's like, no, you're doing something that you love. Yeah. Like, it doesn't feel like hard work. I just love doing it. Yeah. So yeah, you'll never ever hear me say that. I find
what I'm
this
saying
really
is you
hard.
train hard. You know what I mean? So
sometimes
you just don't.
I've trained hard
like all the time.
My legs are absolutely dead. If I did this more often, I would be in bodybuilding. James Wallace has also asked some advice on motivation when leading up to your first show. For me, mate, you're doing your first show, you're leading up to it, there's your motivation. If you're missing out on something, it's probably discipline, and that's...
Yeah, the one thing you want when you come off that stage is to know you've given it everything. That'll be the most fulfilling feeling, no matter the result. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Is like, if you're not motivated going into your first show, no one can help you with that. That's something you've got to dig in within yourself. Like, are you doing it for the right reasons? And if it is you are doing it for the right reasons, motivation doesn't even fucking come into it, mate. Like, you're going to be excited, you're going to be keen for it. You may be confusing like nerves with a lack of motivation. You may be a little bit stressed out, and you're kind of like, psyching yourself out. But just remind yourself of why you're actually doing it, mate.
Yeah. A strong why will overcome any how. And if the how is eating the same food every day, being a bit hungry, sleep not being great, and doing cardio, then so be it. If you've got a strong enough why, you will overcome the how. Mr. Tam has asked, my brethren, my PMBA pro, has asked, design your perfect men's physique athlete, Frankenstein style.
Well, Tam's chest.
Tam's titties.
We're going 100%. Natties, are we?
Yeah, let's go natties. Let's give the natties some limelight. Ryan Terry's midsection. Ryan Terry's natty, isn't he? Joven's arms, absolutely.
100%.
Maybe his back as well.
Maybe his smile.
I'm going
maybe his hair.
Sabu won at Worlds. I'm going his midsection.
Who?
Sabu at Worlds.
Yeah.
Korean Sab. Yeah. His midsection.
Is it crazy?
Who
else? What have we covered? We've covered chest, abs.
Chest, abs.
David's
arms.
Captain America face.
Yeah, I'm going.
David's face.
Yeah. David's anti-aging face.
Started a new skincare routine. It must be that.
I'm gonna back myself. I'm gonna say my legs in men's physique board shorts.
They do look good.
Yeah, I'll go with that. So
fill the shorts.
So me and you have got something, Josh. I feel like we need to give Tom something.
Personality.
No. I'm not offended. Don't worry about it.
£10 personality, bro.
Yeah. There we go. That's all that matters.
There we go. Nice. That's it.
Nice guys finish first.
I've had two more questions whilst we've been doing the podcast. One is from Ollie Wenmoth. Wenmoth? Ollie Wenmoth. You could pronounce that. You need to put some dots or underscores in your Instagram name, mate. But thank you for the question. If you had to stop training one muscle, which one would you drop and why? Not optimal. Don't know why I said not optimal. Obviously, it's not optimal.
Cheek, like a cheek muscle or something, you know?
The mastication muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say like biceps though? Because obviously you're using them when you train back, for example. So can we just say, that because you use it? Or is that a cop out?
Is it a cop out? See, for me, it makes sense to say hamstrings or something. But then does that mean that you can't do any movement
that involves them.
associated with that. Ollie,
That's impossible.
ask this question again, but give us some more criteria. And me and Tom will answer it again, or whoever we've got on the next thing. It's too much of a grey area.
Could mean like, oh, which muscle do you care about the least? Like, you know. But
Go on, answer that, Tom. What muscle do you care about the least?
Abs. Even though I do train them.
It's men's
I don't
physique,
enjoy
bro.
training. Yeah, but I don't enjoy training them, but I still train them, like, religiously.
Good.
So
you should.
Yeah.
David?
It's a necessary.
At this point, I'm not too bothered about my arms growing, so...
Okay. I'm going to say front delt. Side delts I need, rear delts I need, but front delt, don't need you, brother.
Don't need you.
Last question on the questions, and then we're going to have 2 horrific questions to end the podcast with. This question is from Bodybuilding with CD. Don't know what CD stands for, probably his name, or cyclic dextrin. What requires better genetics for greater success? Men's physique, bodybuilding, or classic?
Classic.
Classic.
100%.
You've got to have everything, and you've got to have the small waist, so...
That's it. You've got to have everything, and everything's got to be beautifully balanced. Yeah, 100% that.
100%. If like a classic physique guy did men's physique, they'd still do very, very, very well. Because you've still got to have that small little waist, crazy V-taper, versus in bodybuilding, you can kind of get away with a bit more as long as you've got a shitload of muscle.
Agreed. Right. 2 dreadful questions.
David, you ready?
This first one is not from Ian Talbot Balfe. It's from Reese_Walker4, who is competing at the WNBF First Timers. Thank you for your question, Reese. Right, strap yourself in. Would you rather A, place a toothpick under your toenail and kick a door? Or B, using toenail clippers, clip a tooth?
Clip a
I'm
tooth.
going the first
100%.
one all day.
Oh, mate.
I'd clip
Really?
a tooth.
I think I'd clip a tooth. But imagine the pain of that. That would be awful.
Nah, your toe is going to be
not
miles.
the face. Just get the foot done.
Oh, but your toenail straight up. Eesh.
Yeah. I'd rather damage my toe.
Oh, it's the pain though, and the blood and everything.
Josh, let's think about this. Men's physique, good
I need
looking,
teeth.
Chad face. We need teeth. All right, I'm
need
kicking the fucking door.
That's it. I'm
Toenail.
kicking.
Sorry, mate.
I'm going right for men's physique. I'm putting one under every single toe and booting a door.
Yeah, agreed.
Right. Thank you for your question, Reese. That was fantastic. Wonderful. Well done. You've made everyone want to throw up the breakfast. Ian Talbot Balfe.
Here we go.
It's only right. And what's worrying about this question this week is he sent me a screenshot of something.
Oh, fantastic.
So he's got it from somewhere or it's been in his group chat. So you know it's messed up. I've not read this. First time laying eyes on it. You ready, gents? Ready listeners? Yep. It's Christmas morning. Oh, dear. You and all of your relatives are about to open presents. Oh, my God. Before opening gifts, you must show them a video that you made. Would you rather that video be you masturbating to completion or 10 homeless men ejaculating on your face? Oh. Ian, you've took it too far, mate.
Masturbate until completion.
Yeah, I'm going with that one. There's nothing abnormal about that, is there? Let's be honest, compared to the 10 guys on your face. That's just not normal behaviour.
Listen, right, everyone's done it, right? And if you came into the unfortunate circumstance that your whole family accidentally saw it, so be it.
Yeah.
But not everyone has had 10 homeless guys blow a load on their face, right? So I'm going to go with the latter. Yeah. Yeah, I've only had one homeless guy blow his load in my face, to be fair.
Yeah, 10. 8's like the most that I could do.
Why do they have to be homeless, by the way? Why has he put homeless in the question? What's that?
What difference does it make? Like, literally, it could be all homed people. It would still be
not,
pretty
yeah.
horrific. Oh, dear. I agree. I'm going to go with the first option.
Yeah. Sorry, mum and dad.
I'm sure they've seen worse.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they have, you know.
Yeah. What's the most embarrassing story of masturbation that you've had, David?
I ain't got any
I'm joking.
Have I got any?
Yeah. Oh, dear, Tom.
No, I haven't actually. I'm way too sneaky, you know.
I haven't.
No.
Yeah. Great. Well, I'm glad that's a really good way of ending the end.
Annabella not walked in on you, caught you. You know.
What? Pardon?
Annabella not walked in on you.
No. That's what you get. That's half of the reason why you get a girlfriend, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking. It's not. It's the
Of
Win
course
Pro
she
World
has
Champions.
walked in on me.
Right, gents. Is there anything else that we want to finish the podcast with?
I feel like as soon as we talk about those questions, it kind of just shuts it down, doesn't it? It just gives it that weird vibe.
Yeah, we're just kind of like all
Get out of here.
thinking about it, thinking about stubbing our toes or the last the
I
intel
did think with starting prep, there'll be the YouTube series. I need to get both you boys on coming to train.
Oh, yes.
Maybe at Tom's gym. Never been. Well,
Yeah,
been there before.
get
I've never
down the
trained
front
there.
line. It's a good gym.
I think all three of us training together would be quite good.
Yeah.
And can we do it right at the end of prep, David, where you are absolutely dead?
Yeah, if you want.
Just for entertainment purposes.
No, we can't do that for him.
Can't do that to you.
Can't do that.
You'd hate us.
We'll
Might be the only
100%
time I
do
look
that.
better than Josh, so that's all good.
Yeah, true. We'll do that then.
Tom, when are we going to tell David that I'm doing a secret prep?
Yeah, he's going to turn up to the UK show. That's why the face is still in. He's
why
been
I'm not judging.
maintaining since Worlds.
You're staying within striking distance, aren't you?
I am definitely. Right now, I could get lean quite easy.
But it's not going to happen.
How's that make you feel, David?
I'd love to compete against you again.
We will next year when you decide that you're going to do
One
one more,
When he
one more
comes
year.
back again. Yeah. David, if you do compete next year, you've got to do the PCA naturals because we're all doing it.
I was thinking that earlier, like when Josh put the picture on of me and him, I thought we need a picture of the three of us on stage together. Like, how can we make that happen?
Mate, next
PCA
year at
naturals.
the PCA, there's going to be me, Tom, Tam, Kez. Who else? That's all we need. Just the four of us.
Johnny, don't forget Johnny.
I think I'm not going to speak to
Johnny
you, but
Clough.
I think Mo might want to try and compete again.
Do you think? Mo? I'll get Theo. Theo will be competing. Theo will be absolutely epic by then.
That's what I want to see, though. I want to see all the top guys against each other in the UK.
Chris
That'd be
Rendell.
sick.
You had
I'm
Reece
trying to
on.
think who else is there.
Reece Kiffin.
Yeah,
Reece. Bloody
He
hell,
does well in the
imagine
PCA.
that.
He does really well in the PCA.
Charlie, obviously.
Imagine that as a
well.
lineup.
Charlie, Jovan, everyone.
By that point, mate, Jovan's going to be assisted Mr. Olympia.
Do you think that?
We're not going to have to worry about him anymore.
Thank God.
If he stays natty forever, that'd be a nightmare.
What makes you say that?
I just think he's got what it takes to go to the top of that tree.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I think he's got the desire to do that. And he's coached by Zach.
Zach, yeah.
It's coached by Zach.
It's almost like it's all aligned for him to do that. Do you know what? Again, we really ought to get him on the podcast. We're not very good at organising guests. So if there's anyone listening that's like, oh, Josh has mentioned my name, Tom's mentioned my name, just message us and we'll organise for you to come on. Yeah.
I'm excited. It's going to be a good year next year.
Yeah,
and
it
this
is.
year for David.
Yeah, you can live it through me this year.
Mate,
Yeah,
I
we will
can't
do.
wait. I'm
Vicariously.
going to be so excited to watch your prep series, knowing that
You're not doing
I
it.
just I can just go and eat.
Are you going to come to any of them shows? Are you going to travel to any or?
I'll go to any that my clients are doing. So maybe Germany. I've got, Martin Lamont that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're going to Ireland, obviously UK, and then it'll be like one more pro card